Hello and welcome to Dominion 6 Rise of the Podcaster, your premier Dominion 6 podcast. This is co-host HP Munchcraft. I will be here with other hosts, Soron, Nicknight, and Rovca. This is finishing up what we recorded last time, that last bit of rant from Soron, so you don't miss it. We hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. I stopped and then I'm restarted again. So LA Ctis, let's workshop. Like, now that they're no longer having a busted sacred thing, what is the LA Ctis strategy going forward?
I mean, I still think they need to give the Reborn base D1 F1, and then the Reborn is a fantastic mage. But as
they
it is,
they have an actual random now.
Yeah, I know, but as it is, it's still a garbage mage. So, because if you roll the death, he's a D2 shitter. If you roll the fire, he's worthless. If you roll the astral, he's good. So you have like a 66% okay random, but D2 still for 175 gold is garbage.
Yeah.
So, and the Sauromancer is a flying mage. It's really just a Reborn, and I would have just made the Keeper of the Tombs, honestly, still 2 CP, and I would have switched around to Tomb Worms.
Maybe also remove the Old Age from their crossbowmen, maybe?
Yeah, why? Why is the cross...
Wait, why are these Old Age?
Because they're dealing
because
with
they're holding
Banefire.
Banefire bows.
Yeah.
They're apparently really bad at handling the ammunition.
Why? Wait, a Banefire bow is 1 every 3 rounds. Why is this unit dog shit? Why does he only have a claw and not a sword? What the fuck?
Because he's
Why?
holding a Banefire bow.
If Banefire Bow did AoE Banefire on shot, it might be worth making, but on hit
That was an abysmal failure.
Why is
but
this unit so bad? Like, they
It's
already
fun.
have the Poison Slingat, and the Poison Slingat actually whips. So, like...
Oh, but what if I take Frostmist weapons and then I have a plug? By the way, Frostmist weapons were buffed, so now if even it's not on damage to apply the mist,
Which,
it is actually
I mean,
good.
honestly, that's how it should have worked to begin with.
It should. I feel like that's how some of these archer or arrow effects should work in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, maybe now you can actually have, like, a use of Sacred Archers after 5 editions of the game.
What about vampiric weapons?
Yeah, the vampiric weapon change was really good. Now that you can overkill and get drain life, I think that was good. It's still super expensive.
Yeah, I think it was good, but I don't think it'll save the bless. I don't think anyone's gonna go still people are not gonna go vampiric.
We're gonna turn this into Pretender design. Yeah, I think that the
that's
overarching
true.
problem is still the amount of bless points you have to play with, and because Illwinter is kind of, in my opinion, made a worse Pretender design in 6 because you're more limited in what you can do, and because you're limited, that kind of shoehorns the builds and the options. Really, the Dom 2 and Dom 3s need a very big overhaul, in my opinion.
Right,
yeah, you're limited.
I'm sorry to say, the Bog Beast tech, it might not be there.
Fire and keep distance, Bug Beasts are not.
They only have ammunition 5. It's so over.
A bug report that the spit attack is not fatigue.
It's not fatigue based, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Just bug report.
Yeah,
If we keep on saying it.
Earlier when we were talking about the Demi-Lich, I had an idea. It's very nation specific, but just bring Ohms. There you go. Use
Listen, the Bog Beast
Or
only has
Orchids.
5 spits. That's how it goes. That's how they.
He's from the
that's how
bog. That's how. It
What
goes.
is he from the south? Like fucking chewing tobacco?
Yeah, that's why they have the spit attack. They're chewing
I did
tobacco,
win the fight,
and they
though.
only have so much chaw that they have.
Heavy cavalry. Simply
You are
cannot compare
so
with the
southern.
They wrecked some
making-
heavy cav, if we're being fair.
Hell
Hey, I mean,
yeah,
that's
get
better than making all your other guys inhale
better to
farts.
be a bog beast than a bog beast.
You know, if I could do a poison tech, fire and keep distance with my bog beast while fielding 10,000 hydras that just fart all over the battlefield.
You could also do the stupid Hydra retreat shit.
Actually, well, I also did
It's
a
not
turbo
good,
com
but, like,
with
you can do it.
healing touch, but
Oh, he's using the tech.
yeah, it's actually very easy on the nation because one of the tight reigns leaders is Nature 1, so they just stand by your communion slave while they're holding.
Which one's the tight? What? There's a tight line.
All of the serpents guys.
Oh.
If you look, Like
Oh,
the
why?
Serpent Priest and the
Well,
Acolytes.
the problem with using one of these as a healer is he'll fall asleep because he doesn't enter the communion.
I mean, you can use one of the nature guys then if you want to.
Yeah. The whole problem with it not
Or the
using a
nature
healer.
alpha guy.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why do all the serpent themed fuckers in Pythium have tight reins? The Abyssy and fucking God.
Because they have to
Here's
hold
my
their
question,
snake.
HP. Are you ready? Why do all of the Ctis worshipping serpent priests in Pythium have tight reins?
I don't think
None of
Rob's
the-
here.
None of the taskmasters over in like Ctis and any of the eras do. Huh? How about that one?
Why isn't tight reins a fucking construction item?
Oh yeah.
Why can't I? Why is Whip of Command not giving me tight reins?
It's clear that secret.
Those are
Pythium
for
tech-
slaves, not for animals. What
That's
do you
right.
mean?
That's right, Soron.
Well, what about the rat tail then, Soron? Huh?
I don't know. Maybe Ilwitcher didn't think about it.
Maybe, homie, game is cooked, homie.
Wait,
does the
they
rat
made the
tail
Misties
animal-
even better? They have a glamour random chance?
Yeah,
That's unique.
did you not know that? Like,
Yes, they have a random glamour chance now.
This
They have
is-
all the
this
paths
is-
still. They didn't
this-
change it. They're like,
this
you
has
know
been
what?
your-
We'll just give you an extra path. OP.
This is Dominion 6, Rise of the Podcaster, where our podcast hosts learn about Dominion 6 for the first time on air.
Listen, I played LA Pythium before you played LA Pythium. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Has
I
HP ever
LA
played them in
Pythium
MP?
in a fucking real
I don't think
game.
he played them in 5. Did you play them in 5?
No, I've always I've made multiple stupid builds for them and tested them, but
okay.
I have not played them in a real game.
I played them in a real game
Tried
in
it a
5.
real game.
I think they're in a fantastic spot right now.
Yeah.
All I did was abuse Orgy and give people cancer.
They're in
You
a,
can still do that.
Pythium
Still
is
viable.
probably like one of the better late
Well,
age nations.
if you go to Lucid's
Insane.
LA Pythium thread, they'll argue about, I don't know if blood hunting is worth it. And I'm like, one blood save 40 leadership commander who's a seducer with stealth and that generates fucking wild woman. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you take the Demilich, right? And you
But
just go
the
full rainbow,
unrest.
and you're like, hey, I have all the paths. Let me just break into them a little bit more.
Oh, and then I can Devilich abuse on top of your face.
Also, the Serpent Cataphract is like not bad anymore. It's like a good fucking heavy cav now.
Oh yeah, he's got 19 prot. This
Because the snake
the
has
hot dog lizard. He looks
Yeah.
like a hot dog.
the hot dog.
I like how for cavalry it's like, are you riding a horse? Okay, you're shit.
Nah.
If you're
It depends
riding a
on the-
hot dog,
depends on the horse,
it's
you
it's actually like okay, if you have like if your horse is like lightly armored, you're absolute piss. If it's like medium armored, like you might be worth something. But if you're heavily armored, then you're like riding an ogre who's
Why
very
is
in
this thing-
full plate, who's very mad. So it's like
I
Yeah,
can't
it's
unsay
like-
this. He's a hot dog. God damn it.
yeah, the hot dog. Like
I mean,
he's got
to be fair, from
19
the sounds
prot,
of it,
28 hit point. It's like literally like a hill giant. He's like
Yeah,
this hot
so-
dog is like a hill giant who's very mad and bites you.
yeah. So from the sounds of it, it's always like riding an ogre. It just depends on if the ogre's wearing any armor.
Right, right.
Pretty
Well,
much, yeah.
no. Like, okay, hold on. You're gonna make me look up the fucking elf ponies.
Oh, let me look at all these horses. How they have no protection,
Yeah,
but they're very
let me look.
gorgeous.
Time to play pony. So, yeah, if you look at, like Vanheim's, like the Fey
Ronnie.
horse, you know, it's got like, okay, it's got 22 hit points, which is significant, but it only does like 14 damage. You know, I guess that's okay. Like, it kind of is an ogre. But
I
it's
mean,
like
T-pose
a,
it?
problem is its protection.
Oh, also,
says
not to
18
be that
defense.
guy, but can we talk about how half of the mount sprites don't match still?
Oh, the teeth posing?
no, we cannot. We're not talking
No,
about
like,
the T-pose
okay,
horses.
you know how-
Ross, yeah.
Okay, I'm not talking about the positioning of the horse. I don't even
Yeah,
care
you're talking
about
about
that.
when they use a different sprite. Like,
Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's take the Ancestor Vessel, right? Which is HP is using in our current
Right,
Disciples
right.
game, right? And if you look at the main sprite, it looks like that horse isn't wearing a thing. It's got no armor on it. But when you right click on that horse, Suddenly, it's in full cataphract barding. Can you explain that one to me, HP?
Because the ancestor fucking it's a vessel for a ghost, right? So when they kill him, he like dies, and the armor just flops over and becomes the horse armor.
Okay. So think about this, HP. Think about this. When you look at the red guard,
This guy
right?
only has 20 HP.
He's-
He's worse than the fucking.
Oh no,
He's
When
worse
red
you
than-
look
guard.
at the red guard, right?
Oh,
he's
yeah,
wearing
they
red
lose the
armor,
red.
and when you
Wait,
click
wait,
on
wait.
the horse, apparently they've bleached all of the color right out of it. Can you explain that one to me, HP?
Yeah,
Has anyone
absolutely. The red on the horse. That's not horse armor. That's the rider's skirt. Like that's his underpants. And when he falls off, that red just flops right off the horse.
Hey, important question. Has anybody checked on the HP of Joman horses compared to the HP of all other horses?
Wait.
Oh no.
They're just on riding horses, I think. So it's not like. Oh no, it is a war horse. No, it's the same.
Okay.
They just don't have
no
armor
stealth.
for anything.
No stealth racism. Yeah, warhorse. It only has.
Oh, that doesn't
it has
exist.
less HP than the elf horse, though. It also has leather barding in the late age, which is dog shit.
All of them
Listen-
have less HP than the elf horse. What do you mean?
No.
Listen,
okay.
HB, they removed those features in the update.
The big black Death Strider, okay, from LA Ulm, is a fucking ogre with 24 hit points and 16 strength. He is tougher and stronger and better armored than the elf horse. Like, no, this is what I mean
But he
by
can't
riding
dance.
an ogre. It like actually will clobber you over the head with a club. He does more damage than most.
It's like riding an
infantrymen.
ogre, including the MR.
Right. Okay. True. But like,
The
yeah.
elf horse. can
My
see
MR spells work.
Oh god. I
Not
do
No,
hate
yeah,
that
it only has
argument.
true
Like
sight.
they're like, oh yes, well in the late game your MR is dog shit. It's like, why do you even like? Okay,
It's funny because you can steal other people's horses out from under them.
I mean that is immensely funny.
What if I steal your ogre horse and he starts beating you up?
Yeah, that's what N did to me in my game as Irene. He started
That's my
terrorizing all my
ogre
horses.
horse.
He-
No.
What if I
Paralyzed.
steal your horse, which is sacred, by the way, and it starts clobbering you over the
Fucking
head with my
clobbering 'cause
vampiric
it's an
weapons?
ogre.
Yeah, even
Listen,
if you steal it.
this
you
is
can
how
still-
you-
can still paralyze it.
Oh, what did we figure out? There was some really stupid. We were doing this for like mod nations, but there was like there's like really stupid rules for when you hit the mount that versus when you hit the rider, and they're like extremely abusable. Or not abusable, but like you can
you
like,
mean with
figure out
size?
objectively very easily like when you're gonna hit what. And
Oh,
so, like yeah.
Are you talking about when I was like size capping and how like if your horse is like bigger even though you're enlarged, he won't be hit as much as the rider or whatever?
Yeah. Like the function, like there were these. It was a mod nation, and there was these like hobbits, and they were riding these like dinosaurs, and they would like hit the hobbits, but the hobbits had higher defense skill, and so they could tank like way easier than they looked. Whereas with like with an
that was
elephant,
the
you almost
term.
always hit the elephant, but like it's very easy to figure out what you're gonna hit in general with these horses.
Oh.
And
I-
then you can work off of that. It's in the
Yeah.
it's in the actual manual, like the formula.
Yeah. It's like if you're like size 2 and on like a size 3, like the size 2 was getting like had like 19 attacks or defense skill or whatever, and he was like doing the rolls for the mount.
Yeah,
or something.
So, you just figure out like like when you're talking about these things, like figure out like is the mount actually going to be tanking or is the rider going to be tanking, and then look at the defensive stats on the thing that's going to actually be tanking, because a lot of times it'll be like, oh, this guy has great defense, and then you look at his horse and his horse has dog shit defense and it also has dog shit armor. Like
So then he just falls from his horse.
falls off his horse, and then you're effectively a casualty. You're not in that fight. You'll keep fighting, but like
That's the one that gets me.
yeah,
It's
like if you lose your pony in this game,
You commit suicide.
you are basically a casualty.
you desert.
Right.
The battle ends, and they're like, "Okay, time to go home and get a new horse."
So-
and you're like, "Okay," and then you just walk off, and you never show
Yeah,
up.
so for normal, Yeah,
You kill
walk
yourself.
away from you walk home so you can get a new horse, because that makes sense. Like, goddamn. So
When I lose my horse, I walk back to my house.
So for like normal troops, it's not that big of a deal because like normal
It is
troops
that big
are...
of a deal because it means you can't use them in expansion.
No, okay. Oh yeah, in expansion. But like, okay, for normal troops, it's like you lose. Like gold is your main limiting factor outside of expansion. So like, if you recoup half the cost, it's like not that bad. But for like sacreds, if you have a mounted sacred with an easy to kill horse, like that really matters because all of a sudden you're looking at a bunch of like casualties from
Yes.
to pony death.
Yeah, because your rider will go back and give you a discount, but he doesn't give you the holy.
Yeah, he
point.
doesn't give you your candle back. He doesn't bring the candle back with him. He goes back into the. He gives you like half your money back, like you're returning something at Walmart, but he doesn't give you your candle, so you're fucking out of those sacreds.
Listen, HP, we needed to buff Winds of Death even more. What do you mean?
I mean, Winds of Death is in a fine place. I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Oh, no.
Well, you see, if I kill all your mounts, with your cap only sacred later in the game because you balled all your sacreds like an idiot, I have effectively wiped all the turn recruitments of your sacred.
Oh yeah, okay. Now MR is starting to matter. All right, I'm starting to see the fucking arguments.
But HP, I can take
what kind of a chassis could you be casting Winds of Death on?
Oh, I don't know,
my
man.
army so quickly into combat before anti-magic was up.
Jeez, man, this is a real puzzler, man.
I don't know. There surely doesn't have a chassis that's very.
I don't know. We
Surely.
maybe shouldn't talk about this so much because we'll just get the fucking Dimulich nerfed into the ground, and then we'll just like be staring in the face that like, oh, what's after the Dimulich? It's all the other boring fucking rainbows that are indistinguishable.
Well, think about this, HP. At least if they nerf the Dimulich again, we won't even have to think about playing the Vampire Queen.
Jesus Christ.
Because before it was a choice, and now it's not a choice. And then
Why
think about it.
Okay, I was talking about this.
Automatically excluded.
I was talking about this the other day, and I want a serious response from both of you.
No.
Why are Titans 200 to 300 points?
Wow,
when they whatever.
Yeah.
Why are
Well, I
Titans?
didn't know Soren doesn't want my response. Okay.
Yeah, we don't
Listen,
want,
but you can
don't
respond
want you in
too.
this podcast, Nicknight. You're just a Dark Wolf replacement.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa, there,
Whoa.
buddy. Hold on a second.
Whoa.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so why would I ever buy a Titan that's like 200 to 300 points with new path 60? Like, why do they have new path 60 and still cost like 200 to 300? Why can't Titans just be 100? Like, if you're gonna stick a bunch of troll paths on them,
Or you give them
matter.
something that makes them like actually useful. Maybe Titans like come with actually good gear, especially if we're going to nerf construction to make it harder.
Let me explain my opinion on the question really quick. So when they were originally costing Titans, right? Twilight didn't exist as a concept in the game.
yes.
Okay.
So turn timering was an issue with SCs, but then they
That's
fixed
not
it.
even true because Titans were ass in Dom 5 and
Here's-
Yeah, I know. That one was kind of a joke. But I'm just pointing out that they're even worse now, so they should have
Here's
adjusted the cost
facts,
down.
Sauron. Some
Why aren't they
gods
100?
are meant to be better than others, and other gods are meant to be worse. And the Pretender design screen is a skill check that you are meant to have to fail.
It's like, oh, look at this cool guy holding this sword, or he's riding a giant horse. Oh wait, he costs fucking $1 billion.
Right.
And it's just like,
They're just right and wrong answers in Pretender creation. Sorry,
It's like I
that
can
simple.
pick the Demilich and get innate caster and reform 1, or I can pick a guy who gives me fucking awe 3.
Or I could pick the solar disc, who's like dog shit unless you like really warp him to get him to expand.
Listen, he's got sight vengeance for free.
Oh,
But he's-
yeah!
But he has 0 prot, so it doesn't.
I mean, I do like that he has a stronger fire shield, and it's not just from the fire path. It's like base stronger, and it's also from the fire path, I think.
Yeah, so he's got nuke paths fucking 60, so you have to pay an Earth to remotely try to fix that. And then he has
Right.
no He has no chest slot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can't fix
armor.
his prot.
I think the someone you can fix him to expand if you give him a shield and a sword. I think that someone.
I mean, I'm sure he could be playable, but the fact is that
he's fucking trashed here. It's a really cool concept too. It's like oh the sun is always out, but then if you actually put it into gameplay terms, it's like oh this god actually does nothing for me.
Wait, this guy actually just attacks a province, and when someone hits him, he
dies to
blind.
like indie militia or whatever the fuck.
Well, I think that he offers a lot of utility. For example, if you really need a sun in a province, let's say that somebody has cast Underdark and then they teleport their Demilich on top of you, and you want to cast Solar Rays to kill it on turn 1 in a combat. But because Underdark is up, you can't cast Solar Rays because it requires a sun. Bam! You teleport in your solar disk and you're good to go.
I think his purpose serves if you take him. You can easily exit the game you're in because he's fucking trash. So.
Can I offer?
I think it'd be funny to bring a sun through the caves and just like blind all the stupid cavemen who are walking around. Oh no! But
I think
joke's on you. I found one of the best Elia Gartha spells to cast above land is Solar Brilliance.
Nice.
Everybody else.
Yeah, fuck them.
Now you're blind. Easy.
My blind fighters are even
solar blind.
Me herp derp stats. You herp derp stats.
What if
dragging everybody else down to your level?
Hell yeah! No, that's the way to do it. Like, mass debuff.
Hey, do you have anti-magic up to stop my bullshit? No. I think they should add another way of buffing MR outside of anti-magic. Controversial take.
I thought there was some stupid Earth thing that.
Yeah, there is.
No. Yeah, but it's the same. It's the same effect. I'm saying to have another effect.
Oh yeah. Like have one that's like +1 MR effect. Yeah. Oh god. Now we're getting into like fucking.
Because like with strength, you have enlarge and you have strength of giants / the blood one, whatever that gift of.
I mean,
technically there is but those don't stack.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't stack.
It's the same spell.
No, they don't stack. It's the same.
Yeah, I know. They don't stack. That's what I'm saying. You should be able to get more than 4 in combat.
Yeah.
Why can't you?
Wait.
Well, you can hit +6 MR.
Now we're in the disgusting like.
No, you can get +10 more. Mirror Mind.
What is
what spell is that?
You just Mirror Mind.
It's a new glamour thing.
It's the glamour astral spell that nobody uses because basically nobody has those paths.
Okay. People have those paths. Like, what is?
It's the one that gives you.
Oh no, I don't think that's even true though, because like that's not going to stop you from getting wrecked by winds of death, is it?
Well, it gives your there's more ways to give your casters MR, but not your army's MR. Yeah.
Not your army.
Yeah.
For example,
I was mostly saying AOE.
Like the way to give your army more MR is fucking go into drain scales or something.
You know what would be really funny? They would add another effect to the game, and you know what path they'd give it to?
Glamour.
Fucking glamour. Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Hey, hold on, guys. What if we give another buff to Glamour, because they already have 10,000, and we ripped luck from Astral? Oh, what? Aaron and Astral didn't get anything? Fuck you.
What about Nature? Surely they buffed Nature after taking things like Charm away.
Oh, wait. Oh, and surely they would buff Skins after nerfing them, and they didn't nerf Swarm or anything. Oh, wait.
They did nerf Swarm. What an interesting take there.
Hey, listen, you can... Oh, I'm going to give some tech while HP's away. You know some other funny stuff you can do with Nature in particular?
What's
You
that?
probably already knew that, but if you Soul Vortex and you spam Creeping Doom, you can fire it out like a shotgun, and your Demilich will off-script Creeping Doom.
Interesting.
Because he eats the bugs and spawns more, because it doesn't matter if you eat, 10 or 20 of them if you're spawning 70 total.
So my real take on Titans is that I think you can see that, at least initially in Dominion 6, when they had scales attached to them, all of a sudden some of them at least became more viable. And to me, what that indicates is that the idea that people have been having for years that Titans should give you some specific bonus that you can carry into the game is not necessarily a bad one. They're just
it's half-baked
right now. Yeah.
I personally think that nation buffs or national buffs and scales buffs should stack. You should be able to start the game with growth 4 if you want.
Yeah.
Or you should be able to start with it. It's stupid that you can. It's like, if I want to play growth 4 whatever, I should be able to. Because growth is kind of fucking nerfed anyways.
And I think this should be the last segment.
Sure, I can do that. In the simplest terms, every province has a base population growth on it, which up until it hits its quote-unquote pop cap, which is like the, I guess what the game calls the ideal number of people to live in the province, will increase it by, what is it, I think 0.2%?
Yeah, 0.2.
That's the base. You also have additional modifiers on the province. For example, farmland provinces are another plus, I think it's 0.3, and being next to a river, quote unquote, which is
fresh water.
Any province with a land-water connection, which is like a river connection, if you know what that is, even if there's not a visible river on the map, counts as a river province. That's another plus 0.3, which is, the equivalent of having 3 growth scales in a province if you have a farmland on a river. In addition to that, I believe grassland provinces are 0.2%, which is different from a farmland. It'll either be a grassland or a farmland. You will not have a grassland farmland or whatever.
Right, yeah, they're two different things.
But some terrains like forests, highlands, and mountains do have a lower,
they have a negative
modifier. But what this means is that, you basically have 4 growth scales for free, kind of, on your farmland river provinces. So you don't need.
Well, they're even more important.
So taking death up to 2 or 3, and that's like, I was in Death Advocate last game when it was actually somewhat punishing, but this game, like, it'll hurt you in like wastes and mountains and shit. It'll make them go to shit even faster, but you'll just have provinces. You'll be like Death 3+, and you'll have provinces that'll just be like, oh, because of the geography, they just don't lose any pop, and they'll just keep on being as productive, like, as, as populated and like give you like income. So you can like take death and your domain doesn't even die.
So really the takeaway from this HP is, if I'm playing against someone with death scales, when I get to their normal provinces that are neutral growth, I should pillage them to really punish that player.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any other legit provinces. Pillage buffed again! Woo!
Whoa! Yowza! Yeah.
And then rework how pillage works, so
Well, they actually made pillage like work as advertised, so that's good. And I haven't seen people pillaging except for Yomis because of the Yomi changes, and maybe that's a different another podcast that we should do about Yomi.
Oh, we can talk about Yomi again. How people are still trying to pretend it's broken.
People are pogging out over it.
Illidine's all about that Yomi.
Yeah, fake news.
So, but point is, like, I don't know, maybe normal people who aren't Yomi should try pillaging as a strat now, because it actually like functions correctly. Who knows? You might actually get some money, your money's worth in this game. And it'll kill a shitload of people. So, like, if you're not planning on keeping that land long term, then pillage away.
I will say water-breathing Yomi proved to be an excellent counter to Therados.
Yeah, if you're a peanut.
No, he lost his bless, then his troops all exploded.
That was well after Therados died.
The Pretender got killed and everything underwater drowned. The funniest way to lose him.
Controversial take.
For it to die? Isn't that what happened?
I think it's very funny, but I also think water breathing should be a non-incarnate.
For that specific reason.
Well, no, I just think in general, like, it doesn't see enough play.
It's too expensive, but like, that's immaterial to the, like, Oh yeah, he took water breathing. He went underwater, kicked the crap out of like 3 underwater players until one of them killed his god and all his shit.
Yeah, they wished
instantly drowned.
I think they wished for it to die.
Oh yeah,
that's how they did it.
I think it's funny. But,
okay, that's a good. Hey, that's a feel-good Dominion story.
What they should have done, HP, is they should have cast Sea of Ice the same turn so he couldn't get back.
Listen, going back to the Pretender conversation, to come full circle.
All right.
I still think that if you take a god with a scale bonus or a scale negative, you should not have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, if you get Magic 1 because he's plus Magic, you shouldn't need to pay for the extra Magic you can now pay for.
No, I disagree. I think you should still have to pay for it. They just should be less expensive in general.
Yeah, I think you should still have to pay for it. He's just 40 points cheaper.
And you should also they should be like they should stack with Nationals. I agree with that. That's like just
yeah, but you only have so many points, so I don't think you should have to pay for it unless they want to give us more points. If they give us more points, I don't give a fuck.
Us more points.
They basically across the board took negative 40 from all paths or all scales technically.
Because you can't dump as much.
You can't go to 3, so you lost the 40 in all paths or all scales.
Wait,
so
Soron, you're on crack. Wait, no.
Maybe for certain iterations of Mictlin.
Well, I mean, like, you don't lose 40 across the board, but you definitely lose at least 80 points.
You lose 40 points of flex in each path on either direction. So
you
definitely lose 40 points from temperature because it's way more punishing than it used to be.
Because it kills people.
Oh, who cares?
Well, I feel like you're always like dumping
kills
at
people
least
faster than Death Scales does.
I feel like you're always dumping at least 2 scales, so to me, you do lose 80 points. But I don't know.
You are always dumping at least 2 scales.
Yeah, fuck luck. Never go luck.
I don't know. Now that death is free, get on the death luck grind set. Hell yeah.
Death luck or death temperature or temperature. I don't know. You could take luck and still, dump growth instead. But I still think you lose 80 points effectively.
If I could also add another point, I would really enjoy very much so if when Illwinter is making changes to Pretenders, and they know that in the competitive scene the Pretenders are not very good, and they are, nerfing that Pretender for whatever reason, if they could give like some sort of compensation so that when they're hitting like an immortal Pretender and there's like 3 other immortal Pretenders in the game that nobody ever plays, they don't get worse, Or if, say, you're going to give all of the dragon and large serpent Pretenders in the game Sloth 1 for some reason. Maybe you could give them something else to compensate for the fact that nobody's going to take them even more now.
But Robsy, they did give him something. They gave him Forge Malice and Inept Researcher.
Oh, my bad. I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah, they did get something. It was just also done.
So
to be fair, the dragons didn't eat that one because they can transform into humans. Only the Earth Snake.
Well, fuck the Earth Snake, apparently.
It had to lose eventually.
It already did in Dom 5. They nerfed it like
wait, before
multiple times.
Listen, like Bashar al-Assad, the Earth Snake eventually had to go.
All right, Rob, hold on. Rob, let's take bets on how long it's going to take HP to edit this podcast and put it on YouTube. Yeah. You think it's going to be a month, or you think it's going to be...
Not before the first of the year.
All right.
It's got Christmas and stuff coming up. Come on, let's be reasonable.
Yeah, but it's the weekend. You think he'll actually edit it tomorrow? I don't believe it.
The entire thing?
Tomorrow?
It's got there's 2 hours. No way.
How many weeks we betting? Let's do that.
All right, yeah, bet.
6.
6? It'll take him 6 weeks to put this stupid...
Take me 6 weeks. True and real.
I hope it doesn't take you more than 2 weeks.
Soron, what's your bet?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay.
Maybe 3. 3 is probably safe, but 2 is like being hopeful
make
that
your
you're
choice. Gotta choose.
2.
2
I'll give
weeks.
it 2. That's being hopeful, but I bet you're gonna be a slug.
I did bet on it, man. All right,
2.
Nicknight. How long do you think it'll take me to edit it?
He's not here.
Oh, he's dead. Okay. All right.
Oh, wait. We need to put out our PSA. If you are Friggin', I hope you're not dead. It is, I don't agree with ghosting games, but I hope you're not dead, buddy.
Friggidin's dead. I'm sorry. Friggidin's dead.
Send a sign
dead.
If you're not dead.
Gono's dead. Blukes is dead. Everyone who's good at this game is dead.
If you've ever read a guide by a man named Shiniyama on Steam,
he's dead now.
Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it is.
Yeah, and if someone tells you there's no good Dominions players, wait, you sure they're not dead?
They're dead. They're dead. We know for a fact that these guys, all the good
that's a
players
meme,
died.
by the way.
Now it's just this dog shit shitter is left in the game.
It's just I'm playing these autistic games now.
All right, that was your Dominion 6 Rise of the Podcaster episode, the premier Dominion 6 podcast. Speaking of that, Charlie is also dead, but
not actually.
Yeah, I know. I talked to him, but he doesn't play Dominions anymore. Sad, but we will be back when I edit the next one and whenever we record next, and God only knows how long that'll be or who or what we're gonna talk about. But yeah, see you when we see you.
Fuck out of here and go to the... No!